Thank you, everyone out there who is joining our conversation right now. Thank you for being with us today, Chris. I'm going to talk a little bit at the top while we're waiting for people to come online here. We'll get started in a minute. Hi, everyone. I am Jessica Lauretti. I am the Managing Director of the Anthem Awards. The Anthem Awards is the most recent award brought to you from the Webbies and is a brand new award, property, and platform dedicated to purpose and mission-driven work. We have had an extraordinary week this week as we have just announced our inaugural finalists. And just to start off, I want to congratulate you, Chris, and the team at Kiva for being one of the first of what will be many finalists to come. And so thank you so much for joining us. We are today honoring our cause of Humanitarian Action and Services. And we have Chris Sakalakis, CEO of Kiva, with us, joining us today. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jessica. It's great to meet you, and thank you so much for the honor of putting Kiva on your finalist list.
No, the thank you is all to you and for all the work that you do. So let's get started. You have a very impressive background working in both fintech as well as consumer brands. You are a former VP at eBay. You are a former president at StubHub. Can you just tell our audience a little bit about your story and your background and how you got to work at Kiva today?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the kind words. My story and my connection to Kiva really started as a kid. I grew up as the son of Greek immigrants. My parents came to the U.S. Really without anything. They had some family here, but they showed up not knowing the language, not having a job, not really having an education. Neither of my parents finished high school. And what they were able to do eventually, my dad was able to start his own business as an electrical contractor, and then eventually invest the money he made in real estate and do small real estate development. And he was able to do that because he had access to capital. He had a bank that would support him with a line of credit, and as he started to acquire land and build on it, he was able to get loans and was able to do that. So I mention that because that's probably the most important piece of my background as it connects to Kiva. The other piece is really the technology piece. Kiva is a technology platform. We think of it as a marketplace that connects individual lenders to individual borrowers. And for the last 26 years, I've been working in e-commerce, primarily in marketplace businesses. So eBay connects buyers and sellers. StubHub connects sellers of tickets to buyers of tickets. People want to go to live events, to fans, as we call them. And even at Vivino, the last place where I worked, it's a wine app where you can scan a label and get the rating for a particular wine. The way we made money on Vivino was actually selling wine, and so Vivino was also a marketplace where we connected wine retailers to wine buyers. So that combination of experience in technology businesses that connect one party to another through technology, and my background with my family and their access to capital being the thing that allowed me to go to college and get the education I did. Those are the two things that kind of bring me to Kiva.
Thanks so much for sharing that personal part of your story too. It's such a story that is similar to so many other people out there, I'm sure. So tell us a little bit about Kiva.org. So we know it's a nonprofit. You have a mission to expand financial access to help underserved communities. Tell us about why it was first started and what you do today.
Yeah, so when Kiva was started in 2005, the basic idea was, let's take this great thing called microlending and use technology to make it work across the world. At the time, in 2004, Muhammad Yunus had won a Nobel Peace Prize for the work that he had done with Grameen Bank and microlending. But that was a very specific example and one that wasn't necessarily using a lot of technology. So the basic idea was, let's use technology to make this great thing of crowdfunding and access to capital happen in a much bigger way. It's a kind of classic Silicon Valley story in some ways, use technology to improve the world. But in our case, we think we're actually doing it. It's not just hype. So since 2005, the Kiva platform has been able to fund $1.7 billion worth of loans going to over 4 million borrowers in over 90 countries. And we do that through the benefit of the technology that we have. In addition to the kind of core Kiva.org experience, our marketplace business, over the last 3 years, we've also launched 2 additional initiatives. One's called Kiva Capital, and it takes the idea of Kiva and just applies it to institutional investors. So instead of one lender being connected to one borrower and doing that through the Kiva platform, we have institutions like the Soros Foundation and Google who put money into funds, and then we give those funds to our field partners who then fund specific types of loans, like ones going to refugees or to small businesses. And then lastly, the third part of our business is something we call a Kiva Protocol, and that is a digital-based identity system. It's a way that the idea behind it is, with Kiva Protocol, you can use your thumbprint or a retina scan to open a bank account, and will make it much easier for anyone to open a bank account and cheaper for the bank. So that will open up the opportunity for people to have access to capital, and it will also allow for easier tracking of credit history. So those are the 3 things that we're working on at Kiva, but all with the same mission of financial inclusion and helping people thrive by actually getting access to money.
That's amazing. So, you have this platform where people can come together to invest in humanity. You really have this global scale of impact. Can you talk about why is this platform different from other crowdfunding organizations?
Yeah, so we think about Kiva as the way you can invest in humanity one person at a time. And so if you look at other crowdfunding platforms, probably the best known is GoFundMe, where you can pick specific people you want to help. But the main difference between GoFundMe and us is that on Kiva, you are giving a loan. And that loan means you give the money to the person that you choose or the borrowers that you choose, but the money comes back. And when it comes back, it can be relent. So if you put in $25 today, over the course of the next 4 or 5 years, that $25 can be used to fund $125 worth of loans. So you have a much bigger impact than you would in just a place like GoFundMe, where you give a direct donation and the money just goes and doesn't come back. And in general, with the loans that we have a 96% repayment rate. So most of the money you give comes back, and allows you to relend it.
That's amazing. So the platform really allows you to continue to use the same donation over and over and over again, instead of it being a one-time donation.
That's right. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing about Kiva and doing loans versus a donation. You have a multiplier effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's incredible. Can you talk a little bit? I know you have a network of trustees and field partners that you're working with all the time. Can you talk about how that all works and the impact that they have on your organization?
Yeah, we can help millions of people on the Kiva platform, but we only have 150 employees. So we can't do that without a lot of partners and a lot of help.
Yeah.
So in general, in the United States, we provide loans directly to borrowers, but even in the US, we have hub partners who help find those borrowers, help educate them, and so forth. Outside the US, we have over 100 field partners, and these are mostly microfinance institutions, but they're also other nonprofits, small banks. They're the ones who find the borrowers, who originate the loan, who work through the loan terms, who actually deliver the money to the borrower, and then handle the repayments as they come back. And so it's a really important part of what we do. One example of a field partner is one in Guatemala called Friendship Bridge. And Friendship Bridge really focuses on women and helping empower women. So we have a borrower from Friendship Bridge named Elda, who is part of a group of women entrepreneurs. And she came to Kiva for money to pay for a stove and some propane for that stove and materials in order to start a tortilla business. So she could start making tortillas because of the loan that she got from Kiva, and because of the support that she got from Friendship Bridge, our partner. So that's one example of a type of partner we have. Mm-hmm. The other partners that we have are the ones who fund us and enable us. So probably the partner we've had the longest is PayPal, and PayPal um, not only pays for they essentially do our payment processing for free, but there are other things that they do with us to support loans on the platform. And we have lots of other foundations and partners: the MasterCard Foundation, the Visa Foundation. They don't compete with each other on Kiva. The Ford Foundation, the Skoll Foundation. So many of those foundation partners who've helped us, along with Google.org and a few other companies.
That's amazing. It really helps you, it scale the work that you're doing in all those places and really connect to folks on the ground who kind of know where people are who need access to this capital.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the work around access to capital is really important, and actually it's something that's like very important to me. It was a space that I had been working in prior to joining the Anthem Awards team. Can you talk about how important of a solution that is, and really how it does have the ability to change people's lives?
Yeah, access to capital is a fancy way of saying getting money. And as my dad used to say, money makes the world go around. You have to spend money to make money. Mm-hmm. And most of the people that are funded on Kiva, we call them borrowers, but they're really entrepreneurs. They're people who are trying to start a business or who have a thriving business. We're talking about refugees, we're talking about women, we're talking about farmers or retail shop owners. So in each of those instances, money is used to keep the business going or to start the business. So one example is we'll have farmers who list a loan on Kiva and they need it to buy equipment like a tractor, or to buy seed so that they can plant that seed. Or if they have a retail store, they're buying inventory for that store. We have people who are buying used clothing, and that actually has an ecologically beneficial effect because it's taking clothing that would have otherwise been thrown. And so they buy that clothing with a Kiva loan and then they sell it. In other cases, we have people who are buying, who are asking for loans on a personal basis to improve their lives. And they're buying solar stoves so that they don't have to burn kerosene or wood inside their homes, or a solar light for the same type of benefit. So without money, it's hard to get things going. And what we're really trying to do is help people get started. And by getting started, that can create build some wealth for them and for their community, and obviously for their offspring, for their families, and build some generational wealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's extraordinary. Thank you so much for the work that you do. If someone is out there and they are either looking for information about how to potentially get a loan, or they would like to donate, give them some information about where they should go and how they can help.
Yeah, I'm very happy to do that. I just want to say I joined Kiva only 9 months ago, so I don't want to take credit for all the great things that Kiva has done. Kiva is a collection of dozens, really hundreds of people who've worked on the platform over the years, in addition to our millions of lenders who've made it happen. So all the credit goes to them. For people out there who want to join that group of lenders who've been able to invest in humanity one person at a time, the easiest way to do it is to go to kiva.org. When you go to kiva.org, you can look for a specific type of borrower from a specific country, or you can pick a cause that you care about. It could be gender equity. It could be eco-friendly loans. It could be a variety of things. But you can pick a cause, pick a borrower, and you can give as little as $25 to start your loan. And again, it's a loan, so the money comes back eventually. We also have a program where you say, like, hey, I'd like to do this, but maybe I don't want to pick one borrower at a time. It's a program called Monthly Good. It's a subscription program where you can, again, sign up for as little as $25 a month. And through that program, we will ask you what you care about, what causes you care about, and we'll match your dollars to your cause, what you care about, to specific loans, and then tell you where that money goes. So that's another way to do it.
That's amazing. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for all the work that you do. I hope everyone out there goes to kiva.org and helps with whatever little bit that they can today. We see what an incredible impact this work is having on folks all around the world. So thank you again to everyone out there. Thank you for joining the Anthem Awards. You can find out more information on our website at anthemawards.com. I encourage you to all go look at all of our amazing finalists that are up on our website now. We will be announcing the winners on Tuesday, February 15th. And also hope you will all save the date because we will be hosting the first annual Anthem Voices Conference. We'll be bringing together folks from all across our finalists and winners who will be sharing case studies and information about the work that they're doing and impact that they're making on the ground across a host of issues and a bunch of different industries. We're also going to have an incredible ceremony that we'll be having virtually, obviously because of due to COVID-19. And so save the date, February 28th for the first annual conference and ceremony. And we're going to be releasing tons of information in the next couple of weeks. So you can stay up to date on our website and our social channels. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Jessica.